Hello, listeners. Hello, listeners. Can everybody hear me okay? Coming to you live from Casablanca. Sorry about the delay. Look, things we have to do to keep these DIY streams going. For full transparency, I'm going to the airport literally in 30 minutes. But of course, we have to get this review out. Shout out to everybody, all the listenership, everybody who's ever supported. I want to say a big, big thank you, sis. Step Monique says, Mr. Olu, we don't wait, bro. I'm going to the airport literally in 30 minutes. I apologize. This has literally been a labor of love in the highest order. I've just come back from the third place game, which we already know that Nigeria got the bronze medal. So very proud of the national team. Very, very proud of their efforts. I've literally just got back to the hotel, just tried to get something to eat real quick. And I have my suitcase literally in front of me, which I'm going to use to go back to London. It's been a very rewarding 2 weeks. I want to say a big thank you to everybody who's liked, shared, subscribed, watched the streams, supported on social media, just supported in any way, shape, or form. I don't take it for granted. I appreciate you guys all. Remember, after this, we're going to get back to club football reviews where we review all our players on a weekly basis. In fact, twice a week, we talk about how players perform over the weekend and we do weekend previews and we cover all the Super Eagles players in the top 10 leagues. Of course, the ones to watch and the star boy of the week. The beauty of this is we have to get the content out, but very, very proud. Get me lit. Yeah, W's in the chat. Super Eagles made us very proud with that bronze medal. I think it is the least they deserve to crown their efforts for such a spectacular African Cup of Nations. I mean, when you look at the way Nigeria have played throughout this tournament, you have to say that we've earned the respect back of the continent in Africa. Eric Chelle has got us playing in a way and a form that Nigerians can be proud of and can really look to the national team and say, you know what, this is the identity we want from our national team. I think we've been spectacular throughout the tournament. Of course, we started our tournaments playing against Tanzania. We beat them by 2-1. Remember, Shemi Ajayi got the ball rolling with his header in the first game, 36 minutes. Then Ademola Lookman scored that. No, actually, the Tanzanians equalized first in Mbomwa. And then Lookman scored that fantastic goal to make it 2-1. So that kicked off our AFCON tournament in Fez. After that, of course, we had the big game against Tunisia, where Osimhen opened the scoring just before halftime with a fantastic header. And shortly after halftime, we saw Ndidi score a header to recreate the Papilo celebration to take us 2-0 up. Of course, Lookman scored that fantastic goal, which was assisted by Osimhen, where he literally dribbled the daylight out of that Tunisia defender to put the ball into the back of the net to make it 3-0. Of course, we then wobbled slightly. We conceded a free kick from the Tunisians in the 74th minute. And then we had that dodgy penalty given for a bright side Samuel handball, which was very unfortunate. But we held on to win the game 3-2. In our final group game, we, of course, played Uganda. And we beat them by 3-1. We saw a fully rotated squad except for Polonoach, apart from Victor Osimhen, Calvin Bassey, and Bruno Yemechi. Everybody played well. That was when we started to have confidence in the squad that we have as a national team. Polonachi opened the scoring with a fantastic goal, cut back from Fisa Adeli Bashiru. And then we saw Rafael Yedika turn on the burners, scoring 2 excellent goals, which were assisted by Samuel Chukwueze. The first one, he took it excellently and slotted it through the goalkeeper's legs. And of course, the third goal, Chukwueze was able to find him in a very, very good position, and he placed the ball straight into the net. Now, I watched all those games in Lagos, so that's when everybody was watching the live watch-alongs with me, and I appreciate you guys all for sticking with me through that. And then after that, what happened, I came to Morocco after a quick 3-day return back to my base in London. We, of course, saw the Super Eagles thrash Mozambique 4-0 in Fez. It was the first of our many clean sheets in this tournament. Lookman opened the scoring after a fantastic cutback by Akko to make it 1-0. And then we saw Osimhen score his second goal of the tournament after an Osimhen cross, which touched Akko Adams to make it 2-0. Shortly after, we saw Lookman then square Osimhen to make it 3-0. We know that Akko Adams opened his account in the African Cup of Nations with a fantastic blaster straight into the top of the net to make it 4-0. Of course, the Mozambique game was very, very eventful because that's when Osimhen threw a strop and started arguing with Lookman on the pitch. We heard the tantrums that he was throwing about basically being a bit of a sports kid, but Thankfully, the Super Eagles were able to figure that one out, and then we made our way from Fez to Marrakesh, which was probably my favorite game of the tournament, where we played Algeria and beat them by 2 goals to 0. Of course, we dominated them from start to finish. Osime opening the scoring just after halftime, after a fantastic cross by Bruno Yemechi, which was wonderful to see. And then Akko Adams scored probably one of my favorite goals of the tournament. Great ball from Iwobi, very unselfish from Osimhen to lay it off to Akko Adams, who was then able to dribble the goalkeeper and put the ball into the net. And then after that, of course, we went to the Dragon's Den, shall we call it that, in Rabat to play the host Morocco. And my word, did they shake us all the way. But even then, it was still 0-0. We took them all the way to penalties, where unfortunately we saw Chukwueze Bruno Yemechi missed penalties while Morocco scored 4 of their 5 to book their place in the final. And of course, the game we're going to review shortly was the third place playoff. We made our way to Casablanca to watch Egypt against Nigeria. The match ended 0-0. Yes, we know about Akko Adams' goal, which was wrongfully, or it should not have been disallowed, in my opinion. But either way, the Super Eagles had their nerves to win a spot kick for a penalty shootout for the first time in 2 months. To have lost 3 penalty shootouts would have been a big cruel. And let's be honest, when Fisayo first missed his penalty, Salah first missed. No, Fisayo first missed. I said Nigeria, there's no way we're going to miss 3 penalty shootouts. Like, what's going on here? And then the hero of the day was Mohamed Salah. Saino Bali. What am I saying? Who made an excellent save from Mo Salah. It was lovely to see his press conference where he mentioned that it was one of the best days of his life, and obviously saving a penalty from Salah was a huge moment for him in his career. And then we saw Akko Adams step up to take a penalty. It's funny how all the attackers decided to take penalties today when the pressure was off. Akko Adams then scored his penalty, and then Nwabali, of course, bailed us out again by saving a penalty from Omar Mamouche. And then we saw Moses Simon dispatch a spot kick. Rabia dispatched a spot kick for Egypt, and then we saw Alex Iwobi step up and he scored a spot kick as well. And then Sabeh scored a great spot kick, and that left Ademola Lookman to seal Nigeria's 9th bronze medal in our history, and he dispatched the penalty very, very handsomely. I must say a big thank you to the Moroccans for the hospitality. It's been a great tournament to be a part of. We've gone all around Morocco, and I must tell you, like, the facilities, the hospitality, everything has been fantastic. It has been one for the books, I must say. Literally the preparation, training pitches, facilities, transport, trains, planes, everything has been done to a fantastic standard to make for one of the best AFCONs in history. Yes, you might say the vibes in Ivory Coast were maybe slightly better, but in terms of organization, we have to give it to the Moroccans and say big, big thank you. There's a lot that our NFF can learn from the game, from what they've seen in Morocco. So where does that leave us now? Nigeria 17th medal in AFCON history, the most of any country. Obviously, we don't like the fact that 9 of them have been bronze medals, 5 have been silvers, and only 3 of them have been gold medals. But hey, a lot of countries will do anything to even have 1 bronze medal. I even saw some Nigerians downstairs. One of them was saying bronze no beats. I was just like, Nigerians, man, we need to relax, man. Do you know Morocco have not even won any medals since 2004? But overall, I must say very, very proud of the national team. Great kudos to Eric Chelle for what he's done for the national team and restoring the pride in our Super Eagles. They've played a fantastic brand of football and really reminded us of what it means to love the Super Eagles and to back our country. Whether you're in Nigeria, whether you're in diaspora, everybody has felt the love of the Super Eagles and has enjoyed, the journey so far. So I'll quickly review the Egypt game, and then I'll do a player rating for the game and also a player rating for the tournament. And then, depending on the time I have, I want to just get a few people on to give their thoughts. Another thing to mention as well, I'm going to reply to all comments. I see them all. You guys know me. I've been so busy for the past month, but I will get to everybody. And also, depending on the amount of time, because I can see some of the comments already, maybe we do another live stream tomorrow when I'm back in London, where we could just, review the tournament and get people to come on just maybe after the final. But I would love to know people's thoughts in the comments if that would be something that you would love to do. Just because I need to leave in probably 20-25 minutes to head to the airport. It's been a long, long tournament, but my word, has it been a rewarding experience. My first ever Africa Cup of Nations. First time I've got to watch 4 Nigeria games in a row, live in person. the amount of connections made, the amount of people I've been able to get in touch with, has been fantastic. And ultimately, all for love of country. And I'm just very, very proud that the national team delivered for us. So, for this game against Egypt, of course, we saw a heavily rotated side as expected. Eric Chelle wrangling the changes. And from our usual lineup, we saw about 5 changes from the team that played in the semi-final against Morocco. In goal, Nabali continued. We saw our backline remain the same apart from Igor Ugbo, who came in to replace the suspended Calvin Bassey. Onyemechi started yet again. Osai Salmon started yet again. Ajayi started yet again, which was great to see. And then we saw Rafael Edika continue in the middle of the park with Dele Bashiru, which was the midfield pairing that we saw against Uganda. Apart from that, we saw Moses Simon come in to start, and he also captained the side, while Chukwueze also came in to start for Nigeria. And you must say that he had a better game, which was good to see. Onuachu also came into the team to replace Victor Osimhen. I've seen some thoughts about Victor Osimhen and why he did not start, but remember, Victor Osimhen came off with 3 minutes to go in the semi-final and was carrying a slight injury. Now, the fact it's a slight injury does not mean that he won't be able to heal. But when it's a third place match, you can kind of understand why he didn't want to risk it. A lot of these players are going straight back into club football. There's Champions League football on Tuesday and Wednesday. And you guys know how important Victor Osimhen is to Galatasaray. So, in fact, there's even a clip of all the Turkish players. Literally, they didn't even come out of the mix zone in their Super Eagles attire. They had already been dressed to head to the private jet to take all of them back to Turkey. So, Osimhen, Wufari Paul Onuachu, I think Awaziem also was in normal clothes, but I don't know if Awaziem is flying with them to Turkey and then going to France. But the Turkish-based players have all already gone to their private jet to go back to their base. We also saw Lukman, Iwobi, Ejuke, and Awaziem come in this game. I think one thing we also have to remember is that a lot of these players, some of them, this will be their last ever AFCON. Whether they like it or not. I'm not sure Awaziem will play another AFCON, for example. Even someone like Ajayi that will be 33 by the next AFCON. You can say he played well, but when you have Frederick, Ugbo, Bassi, and some other young centre backs coming, you're not sure. So I think that is why the third place game still matters to me. Also, one thing I want you guys to know is by Nigeria winning on penalties by 4-2, we have officially become the 26th ranked national team in the world. We've leapfrogged Australia. For me, these things matter. The World Cup is coming and we're going to drop in our rankings because we're not going to play games. But I really believe Nigeria is a top 20 national team on this planet. And my word, did we prove it throughout this tournament. Initially, people said our attack was firing. Yes, we scored 14 goals, which is the second best ever in AFCON. We didn't quite make it to break the record. But they said our defense was shaky. This defense kept a clean sheet in all of our knockout games. We did not concede a single goal. Not against Mozambique, not against Algeria, not against Morocco, even with their dominance, and not against Egypt. That is an exceptional achievement by any stretch of the imagination. Mind you, this is now, I think, the 8th time we've played an AFCON in North Africa. And apart from Libya, in, I think, 82, Nigeria have now gotten a medal in every single one of them. So big kudos to the boys. I'm very, very proud. I must say that, to be honest with you, I just feel an overwhelming sense of pride in the national team. They did not disgrace us at all. And look, NFF, if you are listening to this, please keep Eric Chelle. I'm begging you, let us build like Genoro. Let us move forward. I'm begging you in the name of Jesus, please. We saw all of them in Morocco. Trust me, all these NFF big boys, they're all here. Surely they can use their eyes and see what is in front of them in terms of facilities, training pitches, fan culture, entertainment, the national strategy of football in Morocco. Everywhere you go, you can find a Moroccan flag they're able to buy, Morocco caps. This country, they love their country's footballing team more than any club side, whether it's Raja Casablanca or even the foreign clubs. And I think it is a deliberate, I know it's a deliberate strategy from the King Mohammed himself all the way down to the entire nation. And look at what is now producing. Yes, you can say that, okay, they've not yet won anything and they may not even win tomorrow, which I think is very unlikely because, guys, when they say 12th man, the Moroccans can do 12th man work for their country. I can't even imagine what the Senegalese are going to go through in that stadium tomorrow. But of course, Senegal and Nigeria are the only two teams that have made 3 semi-finals in the last 4 AFCONs since the tournament was expanded to 24 teams. Yes, some of you may argue that Nigeria were an early man. We have gotten bronze twice. We have gotten silver once, and we lost to the host yet again. But guys, there's a consistency in AFCON that a lot of countries would wish for, which Nigeria show time and time and time again. And I must say that I'm very, very proud of the Super Eagles for a wonderful tournament. Now, in this game, to be honest, it was probably one of the most boring games of the AFCON, but that's what you expect from a third place game. The Egyptians had 5 shots in the total match. Nigeria had 4 shots. Out of the 5 shots the Egyptians had, only one was on target. Nigeria had 4 shots, 4 on target, but you must admit that when your XG is 0.23, it's not as if we necessarily created clear-cut chances, but I mean, it's the third place game, so you know what to expect with some of these games. We missed one big chance, which was annoying, but Nwabali saved 2 big chances from Egypt. When you think about the game, major events, Adams had a shot deflected and the keeper then saved it. And then we saw Nwabali had to play sweeper keeper to intercept a pass from Salah to Trezeguet. Nwabali then had to make a double save. Then we saw Ponuachu score. Chukwueze with a fantastic cross and then Adams header, but it came off Onuachu's head. But apparently Onuachu elbowed the Egyptian guy, or was it Onuachu's hand? Anyway, VAR was then rightfully deployed to disallow the goal. And then we saw Moses Simon get a yellow card just before halftime. Now, it was interesting because we saw Iwobi warming up at halftime. So I was so sure that it would be Iwobi that will come on. But what did Eric Chelle do? At least he's learning already from his mistakes. He made a sub at halftime. This is something Eric Chelle did not do in the previous games when he was waiting to the 83rd minutes to change things up. But immediately, he brought on Lookman for Onuachu at the break. Lookman then scored, but of course, was rightfully offside because Adams was offside in the earlier part of the play. So we still did certain things to still thrive and show that we're a good attacking side. Shortly after that, we saw Onyedika have a shot saved by the backup goalkeeper for Egypt. And then the same thing for Moses Simon, who had one of his shots saved in the game. Iwobi then came on for Osai Samuel, who had to go off injured. By the way, Osai Samuel, what a tournament. What an effort, guys. Wow, 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 wow. We then had a check for a foul as Adams was pushed as he was running towards the goal, but VAR dismissed it. Although, when I saw that Adams one-on-one, do you see the Iwobi ball? Oh my God, once Iwobi came on, our midfield started playing ball. And I had a feeling that if it was Osimhen who was in that position of Akwa Adams, he would have scored. But hey, he was pushed. So maybe I'm being slightly harsh. After that, we saw Lookman run into space and his cutback was intercepted. I thought that was one of the best penetrative runs we made throughout the game. And then we saw Igbo get a yellow card. By the way, I thought Igbo played fantastically well in this game today. Shortly after that, we saw Ejuke come on for Chukwueze in injury time. I think it was Eric Chelle's way of saying, Ejuke, I punished you for your performance against Tunisia, but I'm going to forgive you and give you some minutes in AFCON. But make no mistake about it, Ejuke has a lot of work to come back into the national team for an AFCON squad, especially if Eric Chelle is consolidated as manager and given the time to build on this achievement that he's put forward for Nigeria at this tournament. It was good to see that immediately after that, well, Awaziem came on for Ajayi. I think it was also probably Awaziem's last AFCON game ever. So I think that was a nice touch by Eric Chelle, just to reward him for his services to the national team. Now, shortly after that, we went straight to penalties, which I thought was the right thing to do because you cannot be playing extra time for a third place match. Like these players have tried, man. They played 7 games for the national team and they've done so well. Nigeria have jumped literally 15 spots or 12 spots in AFCON. At the start of AFCON, we were ranked 38th. Now we're going to be ranked 26th when the official world rankings drop on Monday. So really excited by the improvements made by the national team. Of course, I spoke about the penalties earlier, but for anyone watching now, Dele Bashiru had his pen saved initially. And then after that, we saw Mohamed Salah's penalty saved excellently by Stein Nwabali. Then we saw Akwa Adams step up to make it 1-0. And then shortly after that, we saw Mamouche have his pen saved. So the 2 star players for Egypt, literally Stein Nwabali, saved them. We knew Stein Nwabali would do his job, to be honest. Like, that's just something I was just sure about, And it was fantastic to see him finally get his rewards because he's made, penalty saves in all the penalty shootouts Nigeria played since he became Nigeria's #1. Even at South Africa in the last AFCON, he's one of the people that saved us. Congo, he saved 2 penalties. We still lost. Morocco, he silenced the crowd after saving from Hamza Ingamani. And yet we still lost. So it was really, really amazing to see his teammates finally bail him out and reward his efforts. And, Iwobi scored, Lookman scored, and Moses Simon also scored. And that was it for sure. I think Stein Nwabali has ended any debate about his number one status. Even me, I couldn't care less if he plays in Chippa United. This man is a rock for the Super Eagles. Kept 4 straight clean sheets. Very, very assured. Yes, he can be a hothead, but that's his personality. And my word, did he come through for the Super Eagles? Very, very calm and assured when he needs to be. And you must say that it was really nice to see the emotions coming out of him after the game ended and the fact that he got the bronze medal. He also dedicated it to his mom, who passed away, and obviously, his dad also passed away. But in general, I thought the Super Eagles just gave a fantastic occasion of themselves. We needed to live with something because our play in this tournament deserved it. Whether anybody on the continent tells you or not, everybody respects Nigeria again. Whether it's not making the World Cup that made people forget who we are. But look, Giants for a reason. Being around Morocco, make no mistake about it, Nigeria is still the number one brand on this continent. Do not ever take it for granted. I'm telling you, I saw it with my own eyes. So good to see us finish on the podium. Of course, Toyin was amazing. Now, in terms of player ratings, we don't even need to talk too much. Toyin gets a 10 over 10. Like, he played well. He made saves. And also, he saved 2 penalties from Egypt's star player. Literally, Mohamed Salah is one of the greatest African players ever. And he stepped up to save us yet again, which was amazing to see. And the same thing with Omar Mamouche penalty. I thought Bryce Samuel redeemed himself today. He had yet another good game. This is another player that's had an amazing AFCON. I think before this AFCON, I was very worried about Ola Aina's injury, but Bryce Samuel has made us not even miss Ola Aina. Don't get me wrong, I think Ola Aina should be first choice, especially in big games. But Bright Samuel has shown himself to be a very, 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 very capable Super Eagles player. And we forget that he's already 28, so he has the maturity to match. So that was fantastic to see. So well done to Bright Samuel for a fantastic tournament and for putting his name in the consciousness of the Nigerians. I think your country has had a great African Cup of Nations when you could look at almost every starter and say they've been amazing. Pretty much everybody has done amazingly well if they've started over 2-3 games for the Super Eagles in this tournament. Bruno Yemechi, wow. Young Marcelo, like Odumodu will say. In fact, tie vibes. I think Bruno Yemechi has assured himself of being the starting left back of Super Eagles. And he came into this tournament with a lot of doubts. He wasn't necessarily starting every game for Olympiacos, but my word, did he deliver in this tournament. And he also had a good game again today. So shout out to our back line. Now, Shemi Ajayi, you guys know my thoughts about Shemi Ajayi, but my God, did he make me eat my words. I think Shemi Ajayi has had a very, very good tournament. Yes, against Morocco, he struggled with the pressure a little bit and his passing, but he played very, very well today yet again, and he's had a very fantastic AFCON. So shout out to Shemi Ajayi for your work. I'll give his match. I don't even want to do a match rating. Let me do a tournament rating for these players. I think Brightside Samuel has had a 8.5 over 10 tournament. Bruno Yemechi has had a 8.5 over 10 tournament as well. Shemi Ajayi has had a 7.5 over 10 tournament as well. Igor Ugbo came in today and was excellent, so he gets a match rating of 8 over 10 from me. But of course, we cannot talk about this without mentioning the man mountain himself and the Minister of Defense, Calvin Bassey. I think if anybody, there's an argument he could be Nigeria's player of tournament. He will definitely be in the team of the tournament, that is for sure. Calvin Bassey has raised himself from being a great Super Eagles player to be one of our most important and indispensable players that will be spoken about for generations and gives us a certain level of calmness and trust in our Super Eagles defense going forward that we have not seen in a minute. I think Calvin Bassey's tournament rating is 10 over 10, to be honest. He's been unbelievable. So shout out to Calvin Bassey, and it's lovely to see the joy he was able to derive from watching his teammates get the bronze medal for all the work he's done from the VIP stand. When you then look at Chukwueze in the game, I like the fact that Chukwueze played the match today, even after all the abuse he has probably received from Nigerians for his weak penalty. Do you remember Chukwueze still had 2 assists against Uganda, and he's had a decent tournament? Of course, he's not a starter for the Super Eagles, but for someone to have the mental fortitude to still come back and perform after what had happened to him, you have to say kudos to Chukwueze. And I thought on the day he was a solid 7 over 10. Fisaya Delibashu was also pretty decent today, but he struggled in certain moments. He also had to play right back at one point. So I think Fisaya, I'll give him a 6.5. Obviously, he missed a penalty, but these things happen. He never missed a penalty before for Nigeria. I'm telling you, there's a big player there somewhere. For his tournament and what his assists, I'll give him a 6 over 10 because he's not a regular starter. Rafael Yedika, I know Nigerians are judging him for his Morocco performance, but I thought he did pretty good today as well. People forget that his rating against Uganda was 10 over 10. Do not forget what Onyedika did in that game. Yes, you have to say that, okay, Ndidi is senior man for a reason, and we probably missed Ndidi in the last game, especially. And I would have been nice seeing Ndidi play today, but probably injury as well, or them just not wanting to force the issue for a bronze medal match. I'll give Ndidi a 7.5 over 10 for his tournament. No, 7 over 10. No, 7.5 over 10 for his tournament, Ndidi. And Onyedika, I'll give him a 6.5 over 10 because he had a 10 over 10 performance and he did not play that many games. So shout out to him. Moses Simon started this match for the Super Eagles. Obviously, he's no longer a starter for the national team, rightfully so. This may be his last AFCON. Let's see. I thought he was pretty impressive today, able to beat his defenders. But once again, we know Moses Simon and crossing is not necessarily a strong point. So I'll say Moses Simon's tournament is a 6 over 10 in my humble opinion. Akko Adams. Akko Adams has fought his way into the consciousness of the average Nigerian. He should have had his fifth Super Eagles goal in just 11 or 12 appearances today, but it wasn't to be. I think Akko Adams has shown, has really unlocked Osimhen and Lookman in the national team and become a bona fide starter for the Super Eagles. Yes, we have Rafael Durosimi just scored for Pisa the other day. We have quite a lot of strikers coming, and we need to see who Eric Chelle imbibes into the team going forward after this AFCON. But I think Akko Adams will get 8 over 10 for the tournament he has had. He's been very, very, very fantastic. Onuachu scored his fifth goal for the Super Eagles, scored a penalty against Morocco, did well when it was called upon. He's not exactly someone who played that many minutes, but I think Onuachu had a solid 6 over 10 for the Super Eagles, although I do think it was probably his last game for the Super Eagles if I'm looking at continuity going forward. When you look at the subs that came on, Lookman was impressive in the second half, it must be said. He was in the running for player of the tournament, literally right up until the semi-final. Yes, the Moroccans did a good job of stopping the supply team in the semi-final, but Lookman has had an excellent tournament yet again and showed why he's AFCON Lookman. 3 goals, 4 assists, in reality, 5 assists, and just an exceptional player for the national team. This position Eric Chelle has been able to find for him has been fantastic, it must be said. And my word, did he deliver. Lookman gets a 8.5 over 10 for his tournament. He's been fantastic for the Super Eagles. In fact, 9 over 10. What am I saying 8.5? When he gets 7 goal contributions in literally 6 games, how can I give you 8.5? Forgive me, Ademola. So fantastic performance from him as well in this tournament. Alex Iwobi. Guys, do you see Alex Iwobi today? Do you see how we changed the game once came on? That was unbelievable to see and amazing. I think Alex Iwobi has been one of the standout players for the Super Eagles this tournament. He could easily be, I'm sure some people will say he's their favorite player for the Super Eagles in this tournament. I'll also give Iwobi a 9 over 10. This deep position he's played, being able to be the link to defense and attack, the passing, the line-breaking passing, the pre-assist king. It's just a shame Iwobi could not get a goal to crown his efforts, but that was not his job in the team. And I thought he played exceptionally well. And we saw his importance again yet again today. So Alex Iwobi gets a 9 over 10 for me for his AFCON performance. I thought he was exceptional. Ejuke, no need to overrate him. He played 2 games, as subs. He didn't really do too much, but we'll say he was probably a player that will give a, let's just say 5 over 10, but that's a bit harsh considering he didn't really play that often. And Awaziem as well. Awaziem started against, did he start against Uganda or he came on? I think I'll give him a 5.5 over 10. Let's just say, I think Awaziem should be ushered out if I'm being honest. But he was a very, very great member of the team. And, I know what he does for the vibes in that camp. So shout out to Chidozie Awaziem for that. Osimhen, star boy, star player. We forgive your little tips with players. Osimhen missed 1 match, played 6 games, scored 4 goals and got 2 assists. He's 2 goals off from literally breaking tying Rashidi Yakini's record. And I'm sure there's a part of him that was like, I don't want to do this in a bronze medal game, which I can understand, but he was also slightly injured. But I think Osimhen has had the 8.5 over 10 tournament. Whether we like to or not, he's our most important player, and he had a great part to play in our performances. He's now been elevated to vice captain, and I think there's certain moments where we saw that maturity show, even though there are also moments where we did not see that maturity come forward. So shout out to Osimhen. We need to continue with our star player, of course. Many more opportunities. Eric Chelle, oh my God, we have to thank this manager so much. Look at the identity he has brought onto the national team. Look at our performances, guys. Look at how attacking we were. We scored 14 goals in 7 games. We kept 4 clean sheets in knockout games. When you hear about the training and the way he works the team and the way he's been able to find an identity for the national team, you have to give him credit for the way he has put these players together to be in the best shape forward to prosecute games for the Super Eagles. This was the first time he had over 2 weeks with these players, and look at what he was able to deliver. Yes, we know things needs to work on a slight plan B, making subs earlier, which already learned in this match against Egypt earlier today, and of course set pieces. But even today, we won the penalty shootout. So there are things he can improve on. The same way players need to improve on things. We must say that Eric Chelle must be kept. Eric Chelle, Eric Chelle, whatever his name is, someone let me know. He must be kept as the Super Eagles boss. This chop change behavior needs to stop. Eric Shell, we have a AFCON in 18 months' time in Uganda, Kenya, and Tanzania. We'll start qualifiers for that in September. There's going to be pre-qualifiers in March, but all the big boys are not involved in that. So Nigeria have no competitive fixtures till September. So enjoy this moment and really, really appreciate it because it's been amazing to see from the national team. We have to drink it in and not take these things for granted, So I just want to say a big, big thank you to Eric Shell. Going forward, like I said, we're now the 26th ranked team in the world. Of course, we'll continue to cover our players in their club careers. So stick with us. Please, if you're just watching this video, please like, share, and subscribe. Of course, we'll hear about the friendly games that the Super Eagles will play in March because there'll still be an international window. The women's AFCON is taking place in Morocco yet again. Nigeria have been drawn into a group with Zambia, Egypt, and Malawi. So I'm hoping I can be back at some point for that game. I mean, to cover them because I watch the women's AFCON all the time. And the women, they never let us down, So really excited for that. So many things to be aware about. Even this whole World Cup debacle, if anything changes, we'll bring it to you. But of course, that's not something that we're looking into or we think is likely, But if it happens, we shall see. I just want to say a big, big thank you to everybody for the listenership, for all the support, all the engagement. Everybody, I see all the thank yous. I appreciate it so, so much. I need to head to the airport in the next 5 minutes, but that's been my AFCON roundup. I think Super Eagles have made us proud. Yes, we ended up with third place yet again. It's like, the whole Benin bronze thing. I don't know if there's some kind of thing with that link about some bronze medals. But my word, have we been very, very impressed by our national team. So I want to say a big, big thank you to everybody. What you guys have done for this channel. You will not believe the people that recognize me or that watch this channel. Honestly, it has been amazing to see. So I want to say a big, big thank you to this community. Without you guys, we're nothing. I'm very excited to be back home. I miss my own bed, to be honest. But my God, has it been fantastic covering the Super Eagles. Being here with my brother for the first two games, meeting, seeing Tayo, meeting Omar Katuba, meeting all these people in the NFF or the Super Eagles, meeting some of the players as well. It has just been amazing to see. So I want to say a big, big thanks to everybody. Just before I head off, let me quickly go through some comments because you guys know we still want to make sure we always come through for you guys. I'm so happy that everybody has had an amazing time. Thank you guys for all the love. Big up the channel. Chelsea Amen says, thank you guys so much. Beyond the page, thank you so much. Amazing job. I appreciate you so much. God bless you all. W's in the chat. Let me know, by the way, tomorrow if we should do another deep dive just for people to come and talk. We've done an AFCON review. We've reviewed the game today. I've tried to keep it short, even though short for Olu is 33 minutes, but shout out to everybody. My brother had to go back because of work. Nabali's Tower, look, the Moroccans are getting too excited. It's their first final in 22 years. They've not won a trophy in 50 years. They've been very, very good hosts, but sometimes they get carried away, and their fans even get carried away. I must say, even after the Morocco game, there were some unpleasant things. But you know what? It's okay for them. They're not used to being here. So it's okay. They'll figure it out. And I'm hoping in the final that at least CAF can put some protocols to prevent certain things happening. I want to thank you all for the thanks. Proflo Cox, thank you so much for supporting. All of you guys, I appreciate everybody. I like these comments. We should always beat Lesotho, Zimbabwe, South Africa, Benin Republic. Guys, the next AFCON is in East Africa, Anglophone country. All the big countries will have equal footing. And I'm telling you that I'm looking forward to that. I think we'll be able to really do some damage in those countries, and even those intangibles, being around people that speak your same language. I think it could benefit Nigeria massively. So let's back Eric Chelle and let's see what happens. I like this comment about rating the Super Eagles 8/10. I think that is the perfect score for them. Let us see how our players do. Congratulations to Nigeria. Bespoke, you're right. Let's see if these Azarmen are watching. Bro, I even passed a place in Rabat where they're doing a water polo tournament. These people are very ready. National strategy. It is clear. Shout out to you, OG Ocholi. We are taking the next AFCON. Amen. I really believe, bro. Do not take it for granted. Everybody's scared of Nigeria now. We need to build. All those dual nationals doing shakara, we're coming with proposal. We're coming with proposal everywhere, home based. I mean, no, I mean homegrown plus diaspora. We need to consolidate, consolidate, consolidate. I want to see Christian Uche in this team. Drosimi, Akisomiro, Frederick back. I know back. We have so much to do. And by God's grace, we'll win the next AFCON. I really love these comments about Eric Chelle. I really, really love it so much. I mean, we could say he could have used him more, but at the same time, you can't argue with his performances and with the players he used instead. Thank you so much, Bespoke, for the lovely words about the coverage. It's been brilliant. And without you guys give me the fuel to continue and do this. So shout out to everybody. I love this question. I think Kavi Bassi will definitely be in team of tournament. Nobali should be after all the clean sheet is kept. But remember, Yasin Bono has only conceded one goal in this tournament. So I think they're going to give it to Bono, to be honest. Unfortunately, Iwobi should also make it. Maybe Lukman, maybe even Osimhen. He's still the second top goal scorer in this tournament alongside Mohamed Salah. So let's see. But the one I'm definitely sure will be in there is Bassi. Let's see. That one is definitely sure. I would love to see Nobali take the leap to Europe, but I don't know if that will happen based on his age. Shout out to you, Jackson Jazz, as a member of this channel. God bless you. Bespoke, may your cup never run dry. God bless you for the super chat. It means a lot and it means the world. You guys do not understand how much you're supporting this channel. Forget costs. We understand all the things that come with covering. I had to move tickets because of the journey staying longer. Then Nigeria did not make the final, so we bought new tickets here. Some supporter club guy charged us $100 for third place tickets, even though Anyway, shout out to Ademola Lookman's pops. That's real love. He was able to still sort us out some tickets. I was like, why did you guys pay? But guys, I appreciate all the love. I appreciate all the super chats. It means the world. Shout out to everybody. I hope Iwobi makes the team of the tournament too. I think all four of these players here, Nobali, Basi, Lukman, and Iwobi, should all make team of the tournament if CAF is not biased. But let's see what happens. I will go to the airport now. That is literally what I'm going to go and face. But shout out to everybody. You're right. Eric Chelle has still not lost the game in full time, taking over as manager. We're not counting that Egypt pre-tournament friendly. That one does not count. But that tells you the kind of potential that we have. Look, if we enter the World Cup, we will go. I'm not even going to stand here and lie to you. Michelle, thank you for reminding guys. Our women are badasses. They never let us down. 10 AFCON trophies. This comment says, AFCON is good to another country. Well, other people step up. Where the other facilities? People can say, why is he always in Morocco? But Morocco are the ones who support the women's game in a way that no other country is willing to do. They put their money where their mouth is. Nigeria, was a men all over here. I've been seeing them. What have they done for our country? Where is the friendly match they organized for the women's team in the last women's national window? But match will come now and they'll expect them to defend their title. All these things matter. So let someone else step up. Until then, shout out to Morocco. Shout out to them. Jay Ambrose says Nigeria will now be 26th in the world. You're right. He's done an exceptional job. Exceptional job. Shout out to everybody. My flight is actually still in another, give or take, 3.5 hours, but I've heard that in Morocco you have to get to the airport very, very early, and it's better to be too early than too late. So that's why I don't mind extending by slight. But I want to say a big thank you to all of you guys. Shout out to you for the comments. Safe travels. I appreciate it. God bless you all. Love to Sadiq from Ivory Coast. God bless you, man. Wow. Guys, I've had people message me from Ghana, Ivory Coast, Gambia, all sorts of different places watching the channel. It means the world, man. But shout out to our Nigerians as well. Shout out to all our Africans. One love to everybody. One love to the whole community. This is amazing. I love this comment so much. This is basically the best golden bronze performance based on performances in the team. I have to agree. Afi, shout out to you, Afi, man. My guy, awesome coverage, bro. Proud of you, man. Thank you so much, my brother. Jackson says, congratulations to Nigeria. Oli says, what's Nigeria's rank now? We are now going to be ranked number 3 in Africa. And I think that is our rightful position. To be fair, Algeria are just slightly behind us in 4th. They are 28. They're going to become 28th in Africa, while we'll be 26. I believe we'll have a points gap over them of about 21 points. And of course, they're going to the World Cup, but you can still beef up your rating by winning friendly games. So we'll see what happens. But Nigeria, we're doing very, very well. Hey, Joanne, Joanna and Joan, forgive me. I was going to try and have you guys on, but people let me know about tomorrow. If not, we'll run it again. Remember, guys, I cover the Super Eagles all the time. They're club football. In fact, I might even switch to live streams because I like the ability to interact with the people. So I may think about that, but really, really appreciate the love. God bless you all. John Andrea, thank you for everything on this one. Um, Vontae can be harsh, eh? We kept 2 clean sheets in that game. Oh. I understand the expectation, but trust me, I know what my eyes saw in that stadium, man. This Morocco Dragons Den is something different. Oh, I'm telling you, it's something different. Oh, my bro, I'm telling you. NFF must keep the coach. They must keep the coach and add new boys. You're right. I actually think that based on talent, there's no reason we should not be number one. Jackson Jazz, God bless you too. But you know what? Morocco and Senegal are the two best prepared African teams for a reason. Even look at their stadiums, look at their facilities. Those are the only 2 countries in Africa that when they play qualifiers, their names are on their back. People always say, why do I bang on about these things? But they all matter. All these small intangibles all add up. They treat their national team like proper, like national strategy, and you can see, you know. So honestly, Nigeria, we can say we're third for now, but we have to learn from these people. NFF, I'm begging you yet again, please do the right thing. Please, 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 please do the right thing for Nigeria. God bless you all. Aaron said our rifle place is number one in Africa. I agree, but when NFF sorts out, if they ever do it, shout out to you, Shaka Mook, for the love. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for subscribing. All 155 people watching, please like this video. If you've not subscribed to the channel, subscribe to the channel. Trust me, I cover everybody so that you will not discover Akko Adams in the next Akko Adams. You will not discover him in the next AFCON. I'm covering them already. Rafael Durosimi, trust me, we're going to try a transfer round up when I get back to London. Sani Suleiman has just signed for RB Leipzig. He's a winger. They're all coming. Stick with me, guys. I've got more content coming all the time. We're always talking all things Nigeria, but also the Premier League. You guys can tell I'm a football junkie. I watch it all. We talk about the Premier League. Don't worry. All you Prem lovers, we're all there. I cover Premier League all the time, but I also focus on the Nigerian players first, and then I cover the other leagues and all the Nigerian players in the other leagues. We talk about the Champions League. We do weekend previews now where we focus on the Premier League and also 5 Nigerian players outside of the Prem as well, alongside the Premier League games. So much love to everybody. Shout out to you, Jay Ambrose. Shout out to you, Torto last day. Oh, forgive me for that pronunciation, my guys. First in Africa is Morocco. They're going to be 8th in the world, which is an amazing achievement, you have to say. Senegal will be ranked 2nd. Although if Senegal win the AFCON, they may probably get into the top 10. But I think Morocco are definitely assured to be in the top 10 based on the performances so far. Shout out to Daniel as well. Golden bronze. We did so well, if not the referee. Long live Nigeria. Long live Nigeria. Big nation. Let me tell you, I felt Nigeria's presence in this place. If only I was a man, we're going to fix the things we need to fix. So we don't have to stick worrying about things that the players don't have to think about. And they still not pay them the AFCON bonus. You heard it in the Iwobi's vlog. NFF, pay them their money. All of you are flying up and down. I saw Amaju Pinnick enter Benz. And we're doing a FIFA vice president up and down. Meanwhile, you're not paying these people their money. Gusau, I saw all of them. So it is all good. Anyway, much love to everybody. Guys, I always cover the women's AFCON. In fact, that's one of the best things that helped this channel. We will be there. I watch all the women's games, all of them. As long as the NFF allows us to watch it, I will watch. Super Eagles, Super Falcons, under 20, under 17, we watch it all. Even the women's under 17 I want to watch. It's just that we're not able to find some of the coverage sometimes. But I promise you, we watch it all. So stick with me. We're always coming, guys. Much love to everybody. Step Monique, oh, this is so funny. 5K sweetheart, 3 stars for you. No, you make me laugh, man. Thank you so much, my brother. Thanks for sticking with me. And apologies for the delay. As I finish now, I'll just quickly pack my suitcase and go to the airport. God bless you all. Thank you so much, Victor Jewale. Daniel, I like this comment. He says, we are forced to reckon with your rights. Victor, thank you so much. I love this. Chief, man, you guys are so kind, man. I appreciate you guys. First Note says, why did you not feature Okpe in your videos? Okpe has gone back to London. No. Guys, this is my channel. Oluoke runs Nigeria Football Weekly. During AFCON, my brother and I were both together for the Mozambique game and the Algeria game. So, of course, that's why I wanted my brother to come on and give his thoughts. But it's a solo podcast. I tried to bring people on, but I'm loving the fact that people like to hear from my brother. I'm sure people remember hearing from Tolu and Imi during the group stages. Tayo after the game against Morocco. So as much as possible, when I can, I will make sure I bring the boys out for them to give their thoughts, because I can see that people appreciate that. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to the Fans Tribe guys for having me. I recorded another episode interview with them today, so look out for that. That should be dropping on their channel. Big love to Togs, big love to Harry, big love to Godfrey, big love to Danny, big love to Miracle, big love to Dez. I met everybody, man, on this trip. So shout out to everybody and look out for that content. We also did a segment on Arise News after the game today, so look out for that. Shout out to Ebby, who interviewed myself and Tayo. Big up everybody. Without you guys, this thing would not be happening. Shout out to Sporty TV for having me on, especially before the group stage game coverage. Much love to everybody. I am overwhelmed with love. Honestly, I'm so tired as well. And I just want to go back to London and lie down. That's why I booked the early flight, so I could watch the final from my house. But guys, you guys give me the fuel and the energy for this. So God bless you all. Thank you. Thank you so much. I am from Osun State, officially, but of course I grew up in Lagos, so it's an interesting one. But shout out to everybody. We're all Nigerians at the end of the day. We love where we're from. We love all Nigerians on this channel. We love all Africans on this channel. We're all one Africa, and Morocco have definitely made us feel like that. Do not worry about all the shenanigans in the game. Football is a high tension game. Moroccans have shown us so much love, guys, so much love. They love Nigeria. You know, even diplomatically, you can tell we're next up for them in terms of strengthening ties. So big up to everybody. Thank you guys so much for all the support on this channel. Honestly, you guys make it worth doing. So God bless you all. Michael says, I will find NFF will have to do better when it comes to match bonuses. Getting too much. You're right. Actually, when I get back to London, don't worry. Maybe I might try to do a 1 hour live stream and just let the people talk. I'll pencil that in. But guys, let me know on the comments or on the comments after this if we should do it after the final, so we can just touch on the final and then maybe just break down and just do a AFCON review for people to talk, you know. But really appreciate everybody, because I know people have a lot to say and people want to give their opinions. If not, I have to miss my flight out of, I don't want to miss my flight out. I've done this for the next 2 hours. Guys, please, if you're come and say hello, please. We're friendly over here. Amazing. Come say hello. NFF, pay them their money. Okay, guys. Let me know if I do. I've almost done 50 minutes. Me that I said I had to go to the airport. Big love to everybody. Remember when Nigeria 4K on all channels. TikTok's going bigger. Instagram is getting bigger. Of course, YouTube is still our main Coco, and we'll never ever desert the YouTube tribe. I appreciate you guys all. I want to say big love to you guys. What a start to the year. We're only 18 days into the new year, 17 days to the new year. And look at how Nigeria have made us proud, you know, towards the end of December and the new year. So by God's grace, it's going to be an exceptional year. The women are coming. We hope they qualify for the World Cup and they defend the AFCON crown and win the 11th one. We'll see what happens with the World Cup. Even if we do not go, we'll support our African brothers. I'm hoping to even see if I can cover it. We shall see where we go. AFCON qualifiers resume in September. But remember, we're watching all our boys in all their leagues every week. Football does not stop. And of course, you guys know me, I'm an Arsenal fan. Even though people are saying we drew against Nottingham Forest today, we technically extended our lead by 7 points, you know, unless Aston Villa win tomorrow. But much love, and I'm hoping it'll be a fantastic year. Shout out to everybody. Okay, do it after the final. Yeah, I'll do that, guys. So let me sign off now. Uluoke signing off live from Casablanca, about to head to the airport. Big love to everybody for all the support, and I will see you tomorrow doing a live stream after the Senegal versus Morocco game. I don't even know who's going to win that game. All I know is if Senegal win that game, we need to give them 2 AFCON trophies, because Morocco are going to do everything to make sure that they win that trophy, I'm telling you. And they prepared, and they kind of deserve it, you have to say. But may the best team win. Much love to everybody. Uluoke signing out. Peace out, and I'll see you guys tomorrow, potentially. Much love, guys. Thanks for all the love.